Okay, hello my dear students. Hope you are doing well and hope that my voice is clear for you. So today we are on the 10th of September 2025 and the number of our session is 2. So is my voice clear first of all? No sound? Hello? It's Amir. Okay. So let's start with our market leader here. So here we have our first unit, which is globalization. Let's see here, we have understanding the introduction, understanding the views on globalization. First of all, we have the sub-topic, we have thinking about globalization. First of all, whenever you hear this word, globalization, we can say, what occurs to your mind? What's the meaning of globalization for you? Any ideas? I'm asking you a question, Asma. Any ideas about globalization? Here, turn off your mind whenever you access this session. Okay, let's see. Yes, we start sharing ideas across with WC, across without a countries, exactly. Technology, yes, around. New cultures, yes, some. Okay. Okay, so let's see more about thinking about globalization. So we have more views, more opinions about globalization. Smartphones, you can give me here from the very beginning, you can give me, or please give me sentences, ideas. Not only words, try to make sentences, okay? To give me complete ideas. For example, globalization means that the world will become, we can say, a small village. This is the common definition you can see. Okay, now let's see more about the globalization related to our business. Yes, hello, Ryan. Here. Exactly, a more open world. Exactly. So we do not have that much, we can say, of limitations, boundaries between countries or among countries and so on. Now let's see here. Here we have our first introduction. In each introduction, we will have three business people talking about the topic. And our topic is, for this unit number 1, from the market leader, is globalization. What should we do? We have to read, first of all, the question in order to get an idea what the transcript will be about. Then we have to select the correct matching idea. Okay? So as we have already said, we'll deal with listening and not listening exercise, but we'll deal with this as reading, because it's not the listening. So let's see. Here we have which speakers' business decisions are affected by the belief that it's important to consider the working conditions of laborers. Laborers mean workers. Please, whenever you have a question about any new word, please ask. So this is the first idea. The second idea, which speaker talked about a downside to globalization. What's the meaning of downside? Downside to globalization. We see which speaker is talking about or talks about the downside to globalization. Can you get the meaning of downside? See here we can get exactly Raja, exactly would be negative meaning side, disadvantages, exactly excellent. So here from the word itself we have down. So we have something what negative. A downside, negative side, disadvantage, exactly. So see, this is also a skill to know the meaning of the word from the word itself. Sometimes we have some prefixes like down, for example, here down. We can get that here we have something negative. Downside to globalization, as you put it, the negative side, the disadvantages, or the whole anyway, here we have disadvantage of globalization. Number three, which speaker implies that competition has led to the creation of new and better products. Implies, which means to talk about something but in an indirect way. That you have to read between the lines, okay, to make conclusions. So which it's not something direct, it's indirect within we can say the talk or the dialogue. Now let's see the first transcript. So we have the three ideas, okay? So we see the three transcripts. One, we will read it. You will have some time to read it. Then whenever you are done, you will let me know that you are done and to give me the main idea. And if you have any question about any related vocabulary. Let's see. Here. So here we have the first transcript. So let's read it. Whenever you are done, as I said once again, you tell me that you are done and to try to give me the main idea. So the main idea is the most controlling idea, like a summary, but within one idea, okay? Is it clear? Hello? Okay, that's great. So, you can start reading 1, 2, 3. Yes, Arya, there is no sound because you are supposed to be reading, okay? You are supposed to be reading this transcript in order to give me the main idea. So let's see, if you are done, let's see, Ryan, from cheap low quality products in the 70s to innovative high quality ones in the 80s. Exactly. So see here, yes, excellent, Ryan. See here, most of the time, you can say, most of the time, not always, you can find the main idea at the beginning of the, we can say, paragraph or anything. Here we have, say, I am with Yamazaki, a small company. You may not know, it's Asma. The main idea about the development of industry is reward competition, creating new products, electronics industry in Asia, yes, exactly, Nisa and Rawa. So see here, a small company you may not know, and the globalization has definitely changed the image of the electronics industry in Asia. So see here, you can see the main idea, the rhetoric sentence. That's how globalization changed the image of the electronics industry in Asia. Then in the rest, we have explanation of this, isn't it? Globalization doesn't mean organization. No, globalization means to turn the world into a small village. It's from globe, from the birds, we can say. It's a phenomenon, actually, which is, of course, not the organization. So what did you get out of the explanation? See here, you may not know, and globalization has definitely changed the image of the electronics industry in Asia. So we do not have the meaning of organization, it's globalization, which means, so what's the meaning of globalization? Shahid? يعني العولمة. This is a phenomenon actually. Exactly, yes, so see here, the explanation of the transcript, we have this, okay, we have details. Then in the end, we have what? See, you will find a new product like flat screen TVs, handycams, and digital network recorders, all developed and manufactured in Asian countries. Here we have what? We have like a repetition or restatement of the main idea. So this is the, we can say, typical one, the typical essay or paragraph, that we have the main idea in the beginning and restated in the end. Okay? Repeated in different or paraphrase, we can say, which means to repeat the same idea in using different words. Now let's see the matching one. The matching question. Is it the first, second, or third? Which one out of these? Which one? Which one out of these questions matches the first transcript? Any idea? Okay, so it's number 3. Let's see what Shakespeare implies that competition has led to the creation of new and better products. So here we have to select the speaker 1. the first speaker. Okay, let's see it first, okay? So let's see the second transcript, and in the same way to read it, then to give me the main idea. So you can start reading 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's see. Yes, Asma, the role of globalization in business. Exactly. This is a general one. About I mean the whole topic. Yes, روعة. Working conditions. Let's see. And workers. Exactly. Let's see. Yes, mentioned here in the end. It's Ryan, the interior designer, creates unique spaces on global materials while ensuring they come from ethical and responsible sources. Okay. This is part of it actually. Yes, Nisa, interior designer's work. His too general. It's like a title, not the main idea. The main idea should be what? Should be inclusive, we can say. Should include all the details, we can say. Okay, not part of, not just one detail. Because of this, it's called the main, the most important, the major, the controlling. Now let's see. Let's see here which question matches this transcript. Maybe here in the questions we have only also part. We are trying to search for the main idea. Maybe here you have only part of the main idea. Which speakers' business decisions are affected by the belief that it's important to consider the working conditions? Yes, let's see in the second one. What about the last method? Also, let's read it and give me your idea about this transcript. You can start reading with 2 or 3. Okay, let's see. So, it's Asma and Rawam, the downside to globalization, exactly. And what's, can you tell me what's this downside to globalization? What's the negative part here? See here, for example, in the beginning, we have the most exciting aspect of globalization that you can buy almost anything anywhere. Then we have, like it was said, the ironic part, but though is that even though these companies are based in developed countries, like Europe and America and so on, most of the factories are in developing nations. And the people who work in the factories cannot even afford to buy these products themselves. Exactly. So they cannot, they are not able and able to buy such a product. And we can say the third world countries, developing countries. Yes, young globalization to create products, but exploit workers. Exactly, this is it. This is actually excellent. Not اسمها يعني an excellent main item. See, it's so inclusive and summarize the main idea. Yes, we have positive side, but we have also a negative side. This is not people who work in factories cannot afford to buy those products. Exactly. Now let's see the last one. Here, this one matches the third speaker. Let's check. This is it. This is this introduction about globalization. Any question about it? in order to carry on. Let's see. Let's review the vocabulary used in the interview. We have words related to the matching. So we have to match. We have definition. Here. Use the text. Okay. All such definitions are important for the exam actually. So here we have all such vocabulary also. So we have here definition here, and we have to match them to the correct vocabulary. Let's see. We have A. Important subjects that people discuss. Yes, Raja, issues. Exactly. So see here we have, so try to build up, as I said, your dictionary. Try to we can say, accumulate synonyms. For example, we have issues, we have important subjects, we have subjects. Instead of repeating, for example, over and over again issues, you can use subjects. B, money paid by the government to people in need of money. For example, the unemployed. Money paid by the government to people in need. For example, the unemployed, those who do not have any work, unemployed. So what do we call this money? Which one matches B, the definition B? Yes, Asma and Raza, exactly. Welfare benefits. It's welfare because it's paid by the government. Number C, or C, not number C, letter C or C. Basic facilities and services of a country, for example, water, power, roads. Basic facilities and services of a country. We have water, power, which means electricity, road. Yes, exactly. It's infrastructure. See, we have this infra. This is a prefix, يعني سابقة, infra, which means under or below. So most of the time we have the water, the power, all of such we can say facilities or structures are under the ground, we can say, or under the road. So see here you can connect in order to remember the word. So try to analyze it, okay? So here we have infra, which means under. So here such structures are under the road, infrastructure. D, movement of large sums, large amounts of money out of a country. Movement of large amounts or sums of money out of country is a flight of capital. This is the new term for you. E, ability of a business to make money. Ability of a business to make money. Yes, profitability. We have to produce money. We have profits. This is, see, we have ability, profitability. Number 8, the effort to be more successful than other businesses with similar products. The effort to be more successful than other businesses with similar products. Yes, competition. Let's see, competition to be more successful, to compete with others. Exactly. G, discussions between representatives of opposing groups, conflicting groups. Yes, let's see, negotiations. Then we have H, cooperation, on willingness of two groups to compromise what they want to do. We have the last one, give and take, which is also correct. So see here, cooperation or willingness of two groups to compromise. This is the meaning of compromise, to give and take. This is, we'll say it within context. This is what's done whenever we are making transactions or negotiations, that if I give you this for example, offer, you will give me this, for example, discount or something like this. So this is the meaning of compromise. If you give me this, I will provide you with this, and so on. So here, this is our first list of definitions and new goods. We have issues, welfare benefits, infrastructure, right of capital, profitability, competition, negotiations, and give and take. Any question about them? And how did you find them? Is it, can you tell me about your opinion about, we can say, the language up to now? How did you find it? Is it easy, difficult, interesting? What do you think about it? Is it complicated? We have the mic. It's Rayana. Okay. Yes, it's not. They are totally new. Yes. Also, it's interesting there that you found them easy. But we have actually new vocabulary, isn't it? For example, we have flight of capital. This is, I guess, totally new for you, isn't it? Flight of capital. Maybe also the welfare benefits. Maybe it's a new. Or it depends on your studies, actually. If you have economies or something like that. Now, the same way, we'll see them within this interview. Here we have Professor Hassler. Let's see what they have here. There is no sound, isn't it? No voice. You don't hear anything, isn't it? So here we have, this is Professor Hassler, who is an expert on globalization and wrote some books about this topic. Now let's see, we have an interview, then we have questions. This is it. So here we have the interview. Exactly. You can find something like this in the exam. Of course, it's not the same, we can say, stage, but related to business, economics, work, employment, so something like this. So you have to read a lot, actually. But in the same way, for example, here, let's see the first question. What does the student Hassler generally think about globalization? Here, for every question, we have a way or a technique, we can say, how to answer this question. For example, for the first question, we have to do what? We have, for example, to read it till the end, because it's like a main idea question, because we have to read the whole, maybe, or start with it. Sometimes you can start with it. You have to read here, to read the whole text in order to get the main idea and hear about his opinion. We have a mic, historian, please your mic. Okay. So here, what does we have to say his point of view in favor of globalization, against globalization, not sure what he believes about globalization. The second one, okay, don't worry. Who has the most power according to Professor Hassler? The government, corporations, consumers. Then we have our detailed questions. So we have to search, select where to search for such details. Number 3, which 3 issues are affected when corporations globalize, in Professor Hassler's opinion? Welfare benefits, traditional and unemployment, wages and taxes, national security and military build-up, unemployment, wages and taxes, and welfare benefits. So we have to read the search for such ideas. Let's see. Let's read from interviewer up to the first topic. Okay. Let's see. One. Okay. So let's see from the interviewer up to problem. Then you should give me what? Should give me the main idea mentioned here. Okay, what we get out of this part of the reading, and if you have any question about any related vocabulary. Okay, is it clear? Then we'll see the questions. Hello. Okay, so let's start reading 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's see. It's a smart disadvantage of globalization because it has made the opinion of companies more important than the opinion of the government. Exactly. Take out see here the expression. It takes out of the hands of government the ability to control their own welfare systems and provide the basic infrastructure for their people. Exactly. Excellent one. Let's see what else here. Yes, Ryan, globalization boosts competition but strengthens corporations over governments. Also an excellent one, exactly. We have this expression or this idiom, let's see. Rule the roost, see. But more and more in recent years, companies have started to rule the roost. What's the meaning? Can you guess the meaning of rule the roost? Yes, روعة. Disadvantages of globalization and corporations are the basis, exactly. So what's the meaning of rule the roost? More and more in recent years, companies have started to rule the roost. Let's see. Have the most power as it is actually to take from the hands of the government, the control from the hands of the government. His father thought that he ruled the roost, but mother really made all of the important decisions. Okay. So this is it, the first part. Let's see the next one. Okay, then to give me the main idea to see then the questions. You can start reading 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's see the other part. Okay, the smart globalization will cause unemployment due to the entry of the Chinese, due to the entry of China and India into the global labor market. Yes, we have the, let's see. Yes, we have the other disadvantage, which is, or the other problem, which is unemployment. Yes, exactly, Rawa, the same. Ryan, globalization may cause also unemployment in the West due to cheap labor in China, India, and capital flight. Exactly, excellent one. Then the Western world. This is actually crystal clear from the beginning here. Okay, now let's go immediately to the right. To answer them immediately. Let's see the first one. What does Steven Husserl generally think about globalization? A, B, or C? Let's see B again. Two, who has the most power according to Professor Husserl? Government, corporations, consumers. Corporations. Which three issues are affected when corporations globalize in Professor Husserl's opinion? A, B, or C? Let's see C, and let's check. C, excellent. C, they are all. Let's see the next. Advantage, here we have to click on, let's see the sound. You have to click on one advantage and two disadvantages of globalization mentioned in the interview. Let's see the first one, advantages. A, B, or C. Globalization increases the power of government. Globalization increases competition among companies. Competition among China, India, and the West will increase employment everywhere. So according to the interview, which advantage here? A, B, or C? Let's say B, about competition. Then we have to select two disadvantages. Globalization could lead to increased unemployment in the West. Globalization lowers people's standard of living. Globalization prevents the government from controlling their welfare system. Or the globalization creates cross-cultural problems, for example, among India, China, and the West. So we have to select two. A, unemployment, exactly. C, yes, prevents government from controlling their welfare systems. And you remember the phrase or the idiom that corporations are doing what? They are starting to rule the roost, which means to have the most power or control. Let's check. For example, if you want here to give you a tip how to answer questions. Do you have any mention of these standards of living lowers people's standards of living? No, we do not have actually. People's standards of living we do not have, so we can immediately exclude it. The globalization creates cross-cultural problems, for example, we do not have any mention also about something cultural. Okay? So try first of all to exclude, which means to remove the most, we can say, improbable questions or unrelated answers by nature. Unrelated answers in order to think about the related, you can say, answers. Okay? Let's check. Excellent, they are all correct. The next. let's do also this one because related to the same topic. The same Professor Hassler used in the business phrases below as he spoke about globalization. We have to select. So here the first, let's say the sound. Okay. So see here. Are you following up with me? Do you have any question up to now? Any question? Is everything clear for you? Okay. So now here we see deal with how it's mentioned within the interview, within the transcript. Let's see. This one is better to deal with issues like welfare benefits, wages, and taxes mainly because. So what's the meaning of deal with? Is it remove from the control of or decide what needs to be done? The first or the second? Deal with issues. Is it remove? Do we have anything related here to the control? Yes, it decides what needs to be done, to handle something, to deal with. Rule the roost. But more and more in recent years, companies have started to rule the roost. Rule the roost is it have the most power of control, decide what needs to be done. Okay. Rule the roost, yes, the most power or control. We have gathered pace. See, so that's it. I think the kind of issue we've got to deal with as this process of globalization gathers pace. Gathers pace. What's the name of this? Have more importance than something else. Increase in intensity, speed, or strength. Yes, the second one. Number 4, take out of the hands of. And so it takes out of the hands of governments that needs to control their own welfare systems and provide a decent infrastructure for their people. Let's see. Okay. Or remove from the control of. Yes, of course, remove from the control of. Outweigh. I think that is outweighed by a large number of disadvantages. Outweigh. Have more importance than something else, or have the most power or control. The first or the second? What about number 5? Is it the first option or the second? Yes, Mesa, Rayan, and Isma, the first one. Let's check. Excellent, they are all correct. So see, how we learned the new vocabulary, we have 2 actually. If you remember, we have 2 groups of vocabulary. And both of them, we learn them within context, within sentences, okay? So this is important for learning any new vocabulary. Let's see what else. We have the same here. Same to enhance the sound. So here we have the same text. I'll take it once again. In order to learn them more, I will do this one for you. The next. Okay, session part. A good part, we can say, of the listening. Okay, so any question? We'll stop here for today's session. Any question before ending the session? Okay, thanks a lot for attendance and participation. See you next session, God willing, and take care.